Today we will be learning about Bhagavad Gita Chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, the yoga of the division of the three gunas. The chapter 14 of Bhagavad Gita explains the three gunas, quality or modes of nature, that influence every human being. Lord Krishna teaches Arjuna how these gunas bind the soul to the material world and how one can rise above their attained liberation. Meaning of Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Guna means quality or mode of nature. Traya means three. Vibhaga means division or classification. Yoga means spiritual wisdom or path. So this chapter teaches about three qualities of nature. Sattva means purity, wisdom and peace. Rajas means passion, desire and action. Tamas means ignorance, laziness and darkness. Three gunas. 1. Sattva guna, purity and knowledge. Sattva is pure, bright and peaceful. It brings wisdom, compassion, calmness, truthfulness and devotion. A person dominated by sattva enjoys learning, helps others, controls senses and lives peacefully. But even sattva can bind a person through attachment to happiness and knowledge. Important verse. Sattva binds one to happiness and knowledge. Rajaguna, passion and desire. Rajas creates activity, ambition and restlessness. It produces desire, attachment, competition, greed and constant action. A Rajasic person always wants achievement, seeks fame and success, struggles to remain peaceful. Important verse. Rajas is born of desire and attachment. Tamo guna, ignorance and darkness. Tamas brings ignorance and delusion. It causes laziness, negativity, confusion, carelessness, sleep and inactivity. A tamasic person may avoid responsibility and remain wrapped in ignorance. Important verse. Tamas causes negligence, laziness and sleep. How gunas bind the soul. Lord Krishna explains that the soul itself is pure. But these three gunas tie the soul to the worldly life. Sattva binds to attachments to joy. Rajas binds to attachments to action. Tamas binds through ignorance. The guna constantly competes inside every person. Signs of each guna. Sattva guna. Main quality is purity and result is wisdom and peace. Rajas guna. Main quality is passion. Result is desire and restlessness. Tamas guna. Main quality is ignorance. Result is laziness and confusion. What happens after death? Krishna explains the spiritual result of each guna. Those in sattva rise to higher spiritual worlds. Those in rajas are reborn among reactive worldly people. Those in tamas fall into the lower states of ignorance. How to rise above the three gunas? Krishna teaches that one should remain balanced in pleasure and pain, avoid pride and hatred, practice devotion, surrender to God, stay unattached. The person who transcends to the gunas becomes free from birth and death. Famous verse. One who serves me without unwearying devotion rises above the three gunas and attains Brahman. The main teaching of this chapter is human behavior is controlled by the three gunas. Spiritual growth means increasing sattva and finally growing beyond all gunas. Through devotion to Krishna, self-control, wisdom and detachment, one attains liberation. Simple everyday understanding. When the mind is calm and pure, it is sattva guna. When the mind is restless and ambitious, it's rajas guna. When the mind is dull and lazy, it's tamas. The goal of spiritual life is reduce tamas, purify rajas, develop sattva. Finally, transcend all three through devotion and self realization. Conclusion. Bhagavad Gita Chapter 14 is a deep psychology and spiritual teaching about human nature. It helps us understand why our thoughts, emotions, and actions change constantly. Lord Krishna guides us towards a higher state beyond the limitations of the mind and material nature. This chapter teaches us that true freedom comes not from controlling the world, but from mastering ourselves and realizing the divine nature. Thank